As ever, use the microphone available. State your organisation, your name, and we'll get underway when we're ready with Rob Dorsey from Sky Sports News. If the microphone's available, yeah.
Hi.
Hard lines, Rob.
We'll come to you next. Yeah.
Sorry. English first. Sorry, that's rude, isn't it? Gareth, it's been quite a difficult preparation for you with the injuries you had before and during the camp. How are those that remain?
Well, we had three. Obviously, Luke reported had to go straight back. With Danny Rose, Danny Welbeck, Alex McCarthy, they all came with injuries. We were hopeful that we could get them up to speed for the second match, but they've followed a rehab programme and probably not going to progress quickly enough. So those three have gone back to their clubs.
Zlatko, their manager has just announced his starting 11.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can do the same, or is there anybody you'd like to tell us that is definitely going to start?
What's the rules? We don't have to do it until an hour before. Yeah, we'll leave it with that.
England have never played behind closed doors in an empty stadium before. What are you expecting from that?
Well, it will be a strange experience. I mean, I guess we effectively do that every day of our lives. We play football in front of a handful of people watching, so it's not totally unique, but for a match situation in an international, very different. I'm sure Croatia feel the same. You know, for them not to have the encouragement of what is an incredibly passionate support will be very different for them. So it's a shame, especially for our travelling fans who were brilliant for us all summer, and so many of whom haven't missed an England game for years. So that's unfortunate for them in particular.
Does it give you an advantage? Because obviously the crowd here can be quite intimidating at times.
Well, it means that Croatia don't get the energy that a home support can give you in those moments where you're under pressure as a team. So it will be different, definitely. Whether it's an advantage, who knows?
So many young players in your squad, but this is a competitive game. How much are you planning to experiment?
No, we're here to try and get a result. So the team we play will be a team we believe in. Whoever's ready to start. That doesn't mean that we're not going to play. There's nobody in the squad that's here that we're not thinking of putting into the team. So it's not experimentation. It's players we believe in. Players, okay, that in a lot of cases are relatively inexperienced at the highest level. But players we've enjoyed working with have shown in training this week that they can handle this level, and we'll pick a team that we think is the best one to win the game.
Last one from me. Harry Kane, for his club and maybe towards the last few games of the World Cup, at times was dropping deeper, it seemed, to sort of try and get involved and get the ball a little bit earlier. Is that something you're encouraging? Is it something you've discussed?
No, Harry, since I've worked with him as a young player, at times played as a number 10 and at times played as a number 9. So there's always been part of his game to drop in, to link. Of course, in the summer, him and Raheem, with Raheem's pace, it often worked that Harry was the good one to drop in deeper and link the play, or Raheem did it. We like them to be fluid in that way, and I think that can cause opposition defences problems because you're a bit less predictable.
Okay, before we move on to the next question, if we can politely ask the photographers to move away from the front, and we'll commence with the press conference, starting with Andy from BBC.
Hi Gareth, Andy Swiss, BBC News. As you say, it's going to be a slightly strange atmosphere. Have you done anything specific, if you like, to help the players prepare for that? And bearing in mind how quiet it's going to be in the stadium, there can be some colourful language on the football field. Have you told the players perhaps to be a little bit careful about what they say?
Well, we've spent 2 years encouraging them to speak, so to stop them from speaking to each other now would be slightly detrimental to what we're trying to work on. I think it's for the television companies to decide where they put their microphones. So, yeah, it's something we can't prepare for, other than that we train in the same sort of environment every day of the week, and so that's as much preparation as you could possibly need, really.
Okay, next question. there.
Ivan Dorian Molnar, Croatian national television. So Croatia has also had some player changes. Some have said goodbye to the national team. Some are injured. How do you see this team compared to this one 3 months ago?
Very strong, you know. Obviously, then Kovacic was on the bench. You have Kramaric coming back in. So we know that Rebic and Perisic, two very strong attacking players. The midfield is as strong as anything in the world, really. So really, I think you're missing your first choice right back, but the team is very, very strong, as it proved in the summer. So it's a really good test for our team.
Okay, next question. Welcome Simon Peach here. Just at the front there.
Just going to ask Gareth Southgate has passed away today.
Yeah, very sad. I mean, he's had a good innings at 94. Was a brilliant chairman from a player's perspective. I think slightly hard work for some of the managers, but brilliant as a player. The day I signed, he took me to dinner with Brian Little, and then I stayed at his house rather than I had to travel back to London. He was, made me welcome right from the start. Was hugely passionate about the club. When you look at his period in charge, not only were we always competitive in top six, but owned their own training ground, fantastic training ground and ground, had no debt when he sold it on. So he was a fantastic custodian for the club, and very sad to hear the news.
Okay, next question. Any questions? Any further questions for John Stones? No, we'll finish it there. Thank you very much.
Sorry, John.
Is that me? Is that it, yeah?
Bye.